What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hola.
Hola, indeed. You're wearing one of your favorite video shirts.
This is my happy shirt. This is the Wolverine shirt.
Why are you happy today?
It's just a good day. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Wednesday?
Yeah,
no,
it's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We did a great 24-hour live stream yesterday.
Yeah, you did a lot of that.
I did 4 hours of that.
Oh, man, you really pulled.
That was a
You
decent
burned the
chunk.
midnight oil on that one. Over here, the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I like your shirt a lot. Shovel Knight.
Thank you. I picked this design out. You can find it on the internet.
So you're admitting to being in the money hat for Shovel Knight?
No.
You're admitting to being in the T-shirt hat for Shovel Knight.
This shirt.
You're admitting to liking designs.
Yep.
All right, we got him. We nailed him. Over there, the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let's get nasty.
Now, Tim. Oh, Jesus God. Is
Can
that
that be
the
a
new
thing?
thing?
Can that be
I
a
think
thing?
so. You're a nasty motherfucker,
I'm
according
a
to that Let's
nasty
Play. That
motherfucker.
got a lot of pickup.
Yeah.
A lot of people were tweeting me about that shit. Before we go any further with this show, I'm sorry, people listening to MP3, you got screwed over. Tim, you're wearing a new shirt.
I am wearing a new
There's
shirt.
a
Thanks
bit-
for bringing this up.
No
Greg.
problem. I know it means a lot to you. It's not
So,
a pigeon shirt. It's not a black V-neck.
It's not. It's the new blue V-neck from Express.
It's turquoise.
Every year they
that's
have
true?
it. Yes. But every year they have 3 different blues. This is the new shade, so I had to get it. I'm pretty excited.
Is this
about
a real thing? Like they
Oh, this
say
is a
this
real
is the
thing.
new. Hey, we're
it.
Express and
No,
this is the new.
You just notice.
I like it. I like the
colors.
color.
Oh, it looks.
They've
it
never
looks
had it
nice.
before.
Yeah, it looks
very,
nice.
very happy about it.
You look good on camera.
It's
Yeah.
the color of Native American beads. This is what it reminds me of. You know, like you see Native American.
Sure. A good friend of mine told me
jewelry.
the Native Americans like to be called Indians.
They do. Me.
Yeah, that's why you backing down.
Indian, because Indian beads is like a little. Well, like you could use the word Indian to describe Native Americans.
Yeah.
And in fact, that is
Also
not
people from
offensive at
India.
all. But if you're talking about something that could be Indian from India,
Yeah.
Indian jewelry, then
Sure.
then we're not talking about Indian jewelry. We're talking about Native American jewelry. You understand what I'm saying?
I do. I think you explained it very well, and I'll shake your hand.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you.
working with you.
But turquoise always reminds me of Native American jewelry.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Reminds me of just a broke ass shirt.
It's not no broke ass shirt.
Yeah,
That shirt
it's a
probably costs
broke
about
ass shirt.
$40.
Baller ass shirt. I was thinking that we should just sell black V-necks and call it.
I was gonna say this happened yesterday. We did. If you're in a time capsule overnight, we did do a 24-hour live stream, pretty much 19-hour
19 hours.
19-hour
Don't
live
oversell
stream
it.
of The Walking Dead, where I played it through Walking Dead seasons 1, 400 days in season 2, and everybody's when you guys popped in, I'll have a little bit different. But you did come up with the idea that we need to sell the Tim shirt on districtlines.com. That is just a black V-neck,
Yeah.
It's genius.
and that's
really.
all it is. Like we wouldn't. That sounds like a great idea.
I'm right behind it. I'm good for it.
I think we should do it.
Also
you
on
have black V-necks up on the site by the time this posts.
I can try.
I'm putting it down.
I can try.
We'll do,
I think this is a brilliant idea.
what if we do it as just the limited edition Tim shirt
Yeah.
on kindoffunny.com
Just the black
/store?
V-neck.
You only do 50 of them, like we did with
Genius.
the Portillo shirts.
Yeah.
There you go.
see
There you go.
what
Everybody. Go to kindoffunny.com /store.
Man, our
Look
minds
for,
are really working right now.
Look
Yeah.
for the official Tim shirt. What are they calling it? What is it?
What's up?
The Tim shirt?
Yeah, it's a Tim shirt.
The Tim shirt. Put it up as the Tim
let's
shirt.
call it the Legend of Freak Nasty shirt.
No, that's because Legend of
I-
Freak Nasty needs to be his own thing. That's
I
the
want to
amazing
put
thing.
something on the shirt though. Can I put like
No!
just like a very faint outline of you? Just like
I mean, but that's not.
That's the opposite of what we're saying.
all right.
Take your design and shove it up your ass.
We'll
My
see. We're gonna sell
God.
3 of these.
Now,
But the
before-
good news is that we won't eat any of the costs because they literally don't have to print any of them.
Exactly.
So
That's
that's
why it's
fun.
exciting.
So genius.
It's a really good idea.
But what you really should buy is on kindoffunny.com/store. This guy.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
yeah. The Panda Ghostbusters 2 painting that's hung behind us here on the Game Over
Yeah.
Greggy set forever.
So many people have been tweeting at us like, when can we buy this poster? Can we buy this? Yes. Now you can at kindoffunny.com/store. And it's really cool. I
So
got
buy
one in my
that. Buy
room.
the Tim t-shirt, the Tim V-neck.
Buy the Tim V-neck too.
Yeah.
Do you
Both
really
of
have
them.
one in your room?
Of this?
Yeah.
Of course I do. Are you kidding me?
Frame it with pride and put it in your bedrooms.
Yeah.
As well. Replace the pictures of your children.
I'm
with that.
sure Tim, has a drink in him, just the
Uh-huh.
one. He has a Zima, and then he brings
Yeah.
the girl back to
Zima.
the crib, and
Yeah.
they open the bedroom door, and there's a fucking a painting of him shirtless with 3 other
That's
shirtless.
first question always.
And a
Where are
wiener
they?
dog. Where are they?
I'm just like, let's go to the studio.
You brought up something interesting, Tim.
I usually do.
You are a very interesting fellow.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell the legend of Freak Nasty. You gave the legend of Freak Nasty the story
Yeah.
on the live stream, but I worry not everybody gets the Twitch video on demand. I don't want this to fade into obscurity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I'd like this to be part of the canon.
This is a big part of my upbringing.
Yeah.
Really. When I was young, me and my little brother would go to buy Pokemon cards, and on the way to the card store, there was this like park that you had to walk through, similar to Golden Gate Park, but smaller. And
So it's just a park.
Yes, we're walking through it. I was maybe 12. My brother maybe 10. And all of a sudden, this homeless man comes out and starts speaking to us. And he wasn't really asking us for money, or he wasn't really like asking us to do anything. Usually, homeless people ask you to do things. He was just telling us stories, and he was just telling all this shit. And like we were just kind of like,
He's just walking alongside you.
walking with us, just kind of talking. And we weren't scared of him. He was like, just like, all right, you're just a dude doing this. And then all of a sudden, he started talking about women and like women he's been with. So we're interested because we're 12 and 10.
Did you stop at this point?
Well, no, we're still walking. I mean, we weren't going to stop in the park with this guy. Like, we weren't scared, but we weren't like completely not
stupid.
scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we were like, we need to get our Pokemon cards.
Of course.
Those first edition booster packs.
What's
like,
happening with that
flying off the
Charizard? You
shelves.
got to get him.
So we're on the way, and then all of a sudden, they just take a turn for the worst, really, or the best. I'm not really sure. But all of a sudden, he just goes, they call me nasty. Freak nasty. And I'm all about getting in that ass. And we were like, holy shit. And at that point.
Do you think he meant that
I'm
figuratively or
all
literally?
about
See, here's the thing.
getting in that ass.
He wasn't talking about us, though. Like, that's
Yeah.
the thing. A lot when I've told the story before, people are like, you were about to get raped by a homeless man. Like, no. He was about getting the asses of
Just
many other people.
the royal
The
ass,
others.
the royal we.
But yeah. Freak nasty.
Okay.
The legend will live on
That's
forever.
about
beautiful.
getting up in that ass. Who isn't?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, the whole show posts each and every Friday on patreon.com/kindoffunny for early access. If you don't feel like giving us money, no big deal. Over on youtube.com/kindoffunny, it's broken out topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire thing on MP3 services and YouTube on Friday.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere now.
Everywhere you want to be.
Everywhere to me when Michelle
Are you
fucking
shushing
Branch.
him, or are you like? Is that like the waves? In the
No, I'm
background?
shushing. I'm definitely shushing him. I don't want to hear
Not
that.
alone. You remember Michelle Branch?
Yeah, how could I
God,
forget?
did I have a crush on Michelle
Do you remember
Branch?
Stacy Orico?
No.
Shout out to Stacy Orico.
I don't know if I remember her.
Who's
There's got to
she?
be more to life.
Who's Stacy Orico?
There's gotta be more to life.
It's kind of insulting that you're bringing this woman up in the same breath as Michelle Branch.
Michelle Branch,
Start picking your words.
Stacy
very...
Orico,
Start-
and
Vanessa Carlton.
Vanessa Carlton
Contemporaries.
might
Still-
as well be freaking
Still
the same person.
Very fucking insulting. Because no, this Stacy woman I've never heard of.
Stacy was the kind of hip hop one that did some shit with Jin. Shout out to Jin. Shout out to Too Fast, Too Furious.
It's insulting that you're doing this. I'm sure Stacy had to come along after Michelle Branch and Vanessa Carlton. They burst on the scene when I was like 2001. When I was all about them.
I would think about all of them at the same time. In my
Like in a timeline or like in a fantasy?
fantasy.
Okay, that's fine. That's they're all playing music and you're just dancing in the center.
Yeah, and she's playing
You're doing
the
the
piano
Ally
and
McBeal
we're
baby
moving.
dance. Yeah, there it is. Making my way downtown.
It's actually a really good song.
Oh my god, that album was good too. They made her change one of the lyrics though when she got on the album. Like this is right when LimeWire hit, so I could get all the stuff before it was like I got all of her like live stuff when she was trying to find a label, and then you went and listened to the album they put out and they had to change a bunch of stuff, divide and conquer this world. That's not the real lyrics. That's not what it's supposed to be. Then Michelle Branch, I bought her album through I assume her mom or somebody because I bought her like her independent like pressing. You know what I mean? Where I was like, oh cool, I'll mail away for this, and then it came back to me in like a hand addressed envelope or whatever. I thought that was dope.
So was the original one not 1,000 miles? It was like just 900 miles?
that now you're going back to the wrong person.
Oh,
They didn't
whatever.
change
They're the
Vanessa
same fucking
Carlton.
person.
Come on.
It surprised me that she had an independent career at all. She had record label written all over her.
Michelle Branch?
Yeah.
I think
So
it was just like
it's-
you put out your first album and then you sell that.
Oh yeah, I always assumed she was just totally manufactured.
The big
So it's
mystery,
interesting that she had-
about Michelle Branch, and I'll tell you, and this is without ever having looked at her Wikipedia page, but I've read a lot of interviews about her, is that on that album I got, right, Broken Bracelet, this independent label she put out, all of the photos, all of the promo photos of Michelle Branch, she had,
Why were you so into Michelle Branch?
loved her music. She's an amazing artist. She was beautiful, of course, but that was just her music spoke to me, much like T Swift.
She was no Stacey
All right.
Rico, though.
She wasn't. Anyways, she had I would say a birthmark or something. It looked like around her eye.
Like
And-
Gorbachev?
Yeah, similar to that. It was like the photos on the Broken Bracelet album sleeve were all black and white. So it was always, is it a shadow? I don't think so, because it's in every photo. That's an impossible shadow. That's impossible.
That's not how
there's
light works.
Something always floating around. But then every professional photo you've ever seen of her never had it. I followed her on Instagram for a while. when I you know-
Instagram.
yeah, recently. I'm
Fucking
talking.
Instagram.
Not back in the
Michelle
day.
Branch has an Instagram.
Right, but she's all like about being a mom and like
Oh my God, no.
healthy eating stuff, and it's
I gotta
like I
look
had to
up
bail
Michelle
out.
Branch.
I had to bail out
There's
on
nothing
this.
worse than that.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. I when I meet Michelle Branch and we have her on the Game Over Greggy show, question number 3 will probably be, well, what's up with your face on the Spirit Room album sleeve? That's all I want. Oh, I'm sorry, Broken Bracelet. Spirit Room was the one afterwards. Sorry, Broken Bracelet's the one I'm interested in.
I don't think
Now,
you should ever
There's
ask
a
somebody
fascinating story in the sleeve about Broken Bracelet because it was named
About
after
Broken Bracelet?
Right. It's this album's name, Broken Bracelet. It was
Birthmark.
because Jewel's manager, when he saw her perform or met her or
Jewel.
whatever. Yeah, Jewel.
I remember Jewel.
You do.
Intuition.
He gave.
Yeah, that was a later song, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Okay, thank you.
she was hot in that video, if I
She
remember
was.
correctly.
There's the
Yeah,
freaking
she was-
water going everywhere.
Yeah, she was actually like really hot, like surprisingly hot in that video. Okay, good.
Jewel's manager gave Michelle Branch a little bracelet to wear, and he said, "When this breaks, you'll be famous." And it broke the day she signed the deal for the album that it broke, and it was amazing.
Man.
Are you done?
The
Yeah.
legend of Michelle Branch.
Michelle Branch's
The
legend
Legend
lives
of
on.
Michelle
It lives
Branch.
on. The Legend of Freak Nasty.
It's
And
like
the
an-
Legend of Michelle Branch.
Legend of Michelle Branch sounds like a
Please.
like a hidden object adventure game on PC or something.
Please name this episode "The Legend of Michelle Branch," aka Freak Nasty.
Freak nasty.
Get up in that ass.
Nick,
Yes.
what's your topic?
Well, my topic, of course, always comes from our lovely community, which you can find me if you have a topic on Twitter at Nick_Scarpino. If you have topic suggestions, please send them forward, and we might be able to put them on the show. But Greg,
Yeah.
that's not the only community we have on YouTube. We also have we have a thriving community on Patreon.
Vast community.
Vast
Oh my God,
community.
yeah, it's thriving. The whole Patreon community is the whole reason we're able to do this now. Is our full-time job.
Vast.
If you want a surefire way of getting your topic on the show, you can go to patreon.com/kindafunny, and there is a tier where we will allow you, if you buy into it, to get your topic, just like an old friend of ours, Greg.
An old friend of ours did it.
Came out of the woodwork.
To spend money on us to be.
He's
a
not
topic.
doing anything. Actually, he's probably shiftlessly about it. He's not working on anything in particular at all.
Yeah.
He's probably this close from just ending it all, if I had to guess.
Jesus.
My
Yeah.
God.
What friend do we have that's this big of a failure?
It's our old friend Mike Drucker. Oh. Yeah.
Lead writer on Up at Noon, the original Up at Noon
Yeah,
writer.
and so and literally after that it was all downhill for there. He got some other job on someone's show. I think his name was something like Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon or
it's
something like that.
Jimmy Fallon. He
That
writes for the
guy's
Tonight Show. Mike Drucker
nothing.
writes for the Tonight Show.
Yeah, he's actually super
No.
successful. Mike, we love you.
So this was chump change when he bought his topic on the Game Over.
This
Greggy
was
show.
he found some pocket lint and threw it at Patreon, and he bought us for an entire 30 minutes. That's how cheap we are. But thanks to Mike Drucker, we now have this lovely topic to throw at for all our suggestions and amusement. Mike Drucker says, I would like the three of you,
Okay.
to comment on a live stream of Nick Scarpino's morning hair ritual. Now, we can't do a live stream because that would require a lot of setup, and my bathroom's not quite big enough for that. But Greg, if you want to open up your laptop, I've
My
prepared
God.
a little bit of a video
My
for you guys to
sweet
watch.
Lord.
Jesus.
And before we get into it, yes, I was naked the entire time this
God
was filmed.
damn it, yes.
Who filmed it, Tim?
I waited so long for this. No, I didn't
move
film
Superman.
it. I wasn't invited.
Oh, did your wife do it? That makes more sense.
I had to have my wife do
Superman's back there by Leon from Resident Evil 4 if you're looking for him.
it. Which, by the way, there's nothing more humiliating than having to film something in front of your wife that doesn't think you're very funny. I just want everyone to know that.
I want everyone to know too. Colin's girlfriend Cheryl right now has begun blending something. She's making orange juice, but putting an apple in it.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about
It's
that.
like
actually.
solving racism, Greg.
Or poverty.
There's been fights between orange juice and apple juice for years.
Oh, so this is the.
What
Just
a,
breaking
what a
the
dumb
walls
fight
down.
too. Who
Yeah.
would
To
who
the
would drink
cookie.
apple juice over orange juice?
Just
Kinda
the
fucking
right people.
blunderous
I
fucking,
totally would.
I fucking love
Your
apple
blunderous
juice, man.
fucking journey through life that brings you to apple juice.
Apple
over
juice
orange
is the homie, and it always has been.
Apple juice. I'm not saying apple juice ain't a homie. I'm just saying that what does that make orange juice like the monarch basically because it's
I don't
it's
know.
the ultimate.
No,
juice.
orange juice is that like punk on the corner that you don't want nothing to do with.
First or second grade at lunch, I mixed in a cocoa packet to a thing of apple juice. Barfed on the bus on the
fuck's
way
wrong
home.
just a
Barfed on the
terrible-
bus on the way home. So sick.
Did you cry?
Man,
You
you're
tried
a
to.
childhood dude. Like I want to just go to Illinois one week and just talk. I want to do nothing but talk to your parents,
Jamie Kennedy?
and your old teachers,
Right.
Oh,
and some
man.
select friends to see just how fucking twisted your childhood was. Because there's a common thread between all the stories that you tell. Whether it's you throwing pee on your wall, whether it's you buying 2 of every action figure and you keep one in the package, about
the
you
common
showing your
theme?
girlfriend your toys when you're like 16 years old.
Yeah.
The common thread is that some switch is loose in your head, Greg. That's
Yeah.
the common thread.
Yeah, there's a
through all the
transistor.
stories.
There's some sort of circuit or a transistor
I
there that
think
just didn't
everyone
get
who's
soldered
watched
in
the Game
correctly.
Over Greggy show is well aware that there's a switch loose in my head. All right, here comes the video from Nick.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Nick Scarpino. I'm going to show you how I do my hair in the morning. Here we go. Okay, the first thing you want to do is start off with a nice, clarifying shampoo, like my wife's Kerastase. Get all that nasty stuff from the night before out.
Is your
all that
girlfriend
sweat?
filming this?
My
Or your wife, rather? I'm sorry.
Get it all up in there. Get a little mohawk action.
Sorry, my girlfriend.
Now that we've shampooed it, let's go style it. When it comes to drying, I like to air dry like Cuba Gooding Jr. from the movie Jerry Maguire. I get a little light towel, but I never blow dry because blow drying destroys the hair. Before we get to styling, I want to talk to you a little bit about hair loss prevention. There are two main drugs in the market right now you can use for that. One is called finasteride, which is the generic version of Propecia, and the other one is called Rogaine, which I'm sure you've seen the men's hair Rogaine commercials, all that stuff. Before you use either of these, please consult your doctor for best practices. It might not work for you, so go talk to a professional, but I'll show you how I do it. Now, Propecia is a pill that you take by the mouth once a day, not anally, as I came to learn the hard way. It tastes like a pill. I just started using this next product, so jury's still out as to how well it works. I stand by the Propecia, but as far as the Rogaine is concerned, we got a month or two before I can actually tell anyone if it's working for me. But the goal is to really fill in these little spots right here and try to get my drum major hairline back. And I'll show you how I do that. Take a little bit of this bad boy right here. Alright, you got about 1 milliliter.
I didn't know you
Fill
had
in
used
these areas
this.
a little, just dab it on a little bit right here. Now the goal, of course, is not to necessarily grow back what I had when I was 16, but we're going to try to get that hairline a little bit thicker, just so that when I'm on camera, I don't look like everyone's old grandfather who perversely tries to hug young girls a little too closely. We're going to do the same on this side. Don't worry, remember you gotta make sure. Now this stuff's only FDA approved for the back of your head, but I'm a rebel. I'm going hardcore
Really?
in the front of the head. And I think the reason they have it FDA approved for the back of the head and not the front of the head is because if it gets in your eyes, it burns like hell. So you're gonna want to make sure you take a little bit of this zhuzh and just kind of sop up the extras here. Don't laugh at me. And that is the Rogaine. And like I said, you can check back with me in a month or two, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Now let's style. Now, once your hair is adequately dried, I like to apply two products. One is this Kerastase molding paste. This is a nice lightweight paste that throughout the day is going to kind of dissipate, so you're not going to go to bed and feel like you get a lot of heavy stuff in your hair in case you don't shower at night. The other is this Bumble and Bumble hairspray. This is a very lightweight hairspray. If you want a little bit more of a hold, you can go with the purple. This thing is like, this will shellac the shit out of your hair. Take a little dabble, a little dollop, like so. Get it all up in your palms. And you kind of rub it in a little bit. Start to sculpt as you go. If you want to define that part, now is the time to do it. Make sure it's kind of where you want it. We're going to make sure it gets a nice little hold in place.
Wow, you really go all in, huh?
And that's it. There you go. That's my morning hair ritual. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. A special thanks to Mike Drucker for making this happen. Mike, we miss you, and we want your body.
I don't know what I expected when Drucker requested it, but I didn't expect it to be that good.
Really?
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
That was good. So now I have a quick question that will already
Sure.
be answered and evident to the people watching this. Are we going to show that in direct feed, or
I'm gonna direct.
I'm
I'm gonna fuck around with it a bit.
I don't think that we should show it. I think we should put a link to it, and we're gonna upload that video separately.
Really?
Yeah.
I still think we should
show it.
upload it separately.
Yeah.
But I think
Okay.
we should B-roll it here.
I think
too.
we should be rolling.
Okay, cool.
But for the audio version, yeah, sorry, you got to come watch that video.
So
it's
what,
on YouTube.com/kindafunny.
what camera did you use to film that?
With the iPhone.
You
That's
filmed that because
great.
I was going to say it looks like you used our $8,000 camera.
No, I just used my iPhone. I was going to use
Our
my wife's new
$8,000
iPhone,
camera.
but she, quote, said you'll get it all icky. So she would
tend
not
to
let
do
me
that.
use
So what is that then? A 5?
This is my 5S, yeah.
I thought the quality
Wow,
was
that was
quite,
really
quite
1080.
nice.
Yeah, it
They
films
just
nicely.
announced. They announced today that an episode of Modern Family is going to be shot entirely. Keep hitting this thing. Entirely on iPhone products or on
Really?
Apple products. So MacBooks,
iPads.
iPhones, and iPads.
I hope
You
people
can
are
do
filming
it. I mean,
Spike Lee's coming in to direct it with his iPad.
I wanted to actually test my wife's. My wife just got an iPhone 6, not the Plus. She got the regular 6. I wanted to test it and see if it's actually a better clarity versus this, but it ended up working out. You know, when you used to film with like the 4s, and it would give you that 956 by like
The weird ass
something
thing, yeah.
ass weird resolution. It was always disgusting. This actually turned out nicely.
It is nice. The 6 is way better.
You can't quite make out the hair on my shoulders because I was gonna have my wife nair me before I did it, and she was like, I thought you said "quote unquote" own. You're gonna own this, and I was like,
true.
all right, this is where I'm at. So if you look closely, you can see some. I needed to manscape a little bit more.
So
in
we've
that.
seen it now.
Yeah.
You heard it now.
Yeah,
Now we get to commentate on it.
sure.
It was very good.
Thank you.
you do use a lot of hairspray.
I do. I do. Well, here's the reason. I don't like the purple hairspray because it actually stays in your hair too much, and when you wake up the next day, it's still in it. That light Bumble and Bumble hairspray, it actually goes away after a while. I can run my hand through my hair. I don't feel like it's a hair helmet.
Get stuck in
and then it gets kind of a little bit more volume in it. Not right now, but throughout the day, as you kind of keep rubbing your hand through your hair, that all that stuff kind of stays and gets a little more volume to it. But yeah, that's that.
Now come talk to me about the hair loss.
So yeah,
was there concern number one of admitting to using Rogaine or anything?
No, I mean
that's what I like to hear.
I mean the fact of the matter is I've talked about Propecia for a while. I don't know if I talked about it recently, but back in the day, I mean, my brother's bald, my dad's bald. So I started thinning, and I was like, man, I'm gonna ask my doctor if there's anything that he recommends, because I really don't want to lose my hair. It's kind of not great. And it still continues to thin, but the great part about the Propecia is it doesn't grow the hair back. It stops the thinning. It stops the actual hair loss. And my doctor was actually cool. I went to him and was like, hey, this Propecia is like $100 a month. Is there any, like, should I take it? And he goes, well, don't take that, but if you take finasteride, which is actually a pill that you take for prostate cancer, if you take a smaller dosage of it every day or every other day, and he gave me the correct dosage, and you have to cut the pills in half, but he's like, that is an actual generic version of it, and it's only like $10 a month. So for $10 plus I get like free refills.
And you fight cancer.
I don't know if you are or not.
You're double jeopardy. You can't get it.
Can't ever get I can't ever get any type of cancer now.
You got the antibodies.
Thanks largely to this. No, that's not correct at all. Yeah, and I don't know why. For some reason,
I heal people with your anti-cancer vision.
I'm fascinated by the concept of Rogaine, so I'm gonna try and use it. Again, it's only really supposed to be. It's only FDA approved for the back of your head, which is interesting.
So you're just going rogue, though. I love it.
Well, I read a bunch of reports that said they had to do these crazy clinical trials that cost a lot of money, so they only did it on one part. They just didn't waste any money on the front of the head.
Sure.
But everyone says that it
same
sort of
skin,
works.
same follicles.
But the concept behind Rogaine is that exactly it's the same skin, same follicles. Is that it's supposed to actually physically regrow the hair. So I'm just fascinated by it. I'm trying it for a couple months to see if I get anything. If I don't get anything, I'm not going to waste the money on it. But they also have another generic version that you can buy too, because it's like two simple ingredients, like water and like minoxidil 5, which is just, or 5% minoxidil, whatever this chemical is. So I'll probably downgrade to the generic version if I see an uptick in the old hairline, but we'll see.
Okay.
I've always been interested in your hair because you're very self-conscious about it, I feel. More so than you should be. Because your hair, I would describe with many adjectives, and they're all good.
Yeah, all positive.
All of them. Like, I would say you have awesome hair.
Thank you.
It is amazing hair.
The thing about it is this, though, and this is why, Greg, when you asked me to do this video, I was like, should I show the full shebang, the whole thing? And I think it's important just because if you notice that you are having signs of hair loss, and this happened, I started like looking at my hair and thinking it was thinning right around the time I was like 24, 25. Go to your doctor and ask him if there's anything you can do about it, and he might recommend some of these products. And I think Propecia works. I think at least it stops the hair. But again, the hair loss. Again, it's not 100% in everyone. Everyone has different. There are some side effects, so make sure you talk to your doctor. One of the side effects that it says when you read online is a loss of sex drive, which I have not found to be the case. As my wife will
your
tell
wife's
you.
like begging, praying every night that kicks in.
She would like me to stop pawing at her like a stray dog.
Humping the furniture.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, I think it's just important that everyone kind of sees this. As far as my hair is concerned, yeah, I mean, it used to be thicker. If you look at that picture I tweeted out when I was a drum major, you can see I had a ridiculously good, like, deep widow's peak, and the hairline was just so thick, and it's just not that thick anymore. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get it back, or at least some of it back.
Hold on, I'm putting down the drum major photo I need to insert.
What's also interesting is your beard. Like, I feel like a lot of you have probably the most full beard I've ever seen.
Yes.
Thank God for that. But you know how it always goes when you start losing it up top, you start growing it on the bottom. So from literally the chin down, I am just a Sasquatch.
If it ever comes to the point of giving in at Halloween, let's go as Max Payne 3.
I could do that.
Max Payne 3.
Or I might just go as John McClane from Die Hard 4.
Well, no, but did he have a beard in that?
Yeah, no, he just he shaved his head.
Max Payne has the beard like you have, and then
cool.
Anyways, so let's talk a little bit about the phases of your hair, though.
Sure.
Because there's a very clear line in the sand when you go back and look at old IGN videos, or you look at old photos from us being friends or whatever, and then there was this point where you jumped, and where you went from being, I don't know, fat Vin Diesel to being like,
my God,
well put together Nick Scarpino now. Nick Scarpino now has his shit together. He's a lady killer. He looks amazing. And then just when fat Vin Diesel was just
Greg.
He was a heavier guy in a tracksuit with a shaved head.
Yeah, there was
no beard.
I started at IGN and I was like, I think I was about 213 pounds, and I'm only 5'8". So that's a squatty looking human being right there. When you're pushing 200 lbs or above, and you're not 6 foot and some change, you're not feeling good about yourself. And I just started watching my diet, started working out a little bit more
When
frequently.
did this start?
This started right around maybe like the first year. Well, IGN, whenever you start working at IGN, you always gain the IGN 15, like the freshman 15. Did you guys go through that at all?
No,
Remember in the
I
old
gained the
offices
IGN
when
like
everything was a
40.
quarter?
Yeah.
And you could I used to eat like 3 packets of Pop-Tarts a day.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that-
I'm hungry. I'm going to snack. I'm going to fucking 2 Pop-Tarts. Throw those in. Oh, there's strawberry. I haven't had one of those in a while. Throw that bad boy in. But yeah, I actually got some free fitness training from 24 Hour Fitness where I go to the gym, and they were like, hey, we're offering like three like personal training sessions if you guys want them for free. And I was like, sure, I'll try them. And the guy was really bad, so I didn't go after 3, but he recommended an awesome thing to do, which was you download an app called MyFitnessPal. And there's multiple apps like this, but this one's free. And all you do is you log your food. And he goes, I just want you to log your food. Don't change how you eat. Don't worry about anything. Because I thought I ate pretty healthily. And he's like, just don't worry about it. Just log your food, and we'll come after a couple weeks and we'll look at it. And it turned out that I was eating probably about 1,500 calories, maybe 1,000 calories a day that I didn't need. Not that it was necessarily bad food. It was just calories that weren't, it wasn't lean proteins. It wasn't vegetables. It was just some extra stuff that I was thrown down the old gullet. And anyone will tell you need a calorie deficit of, I think it's like 3,500 calories a week in order to lose a single pound. So I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot. And slowly but surely, I mean, it wasn't that hard. It was like, you shave off a couple hundred calories or, 300-400 calories a day, which is really just a couple Cokes or a couple pieces of candy or whatever.
Not into it.
And I started losing weight, and I got down, and now I'm at about 180. And my goal weight is really 175, 170, but with a little bit of muscle on me. We were talking to Courtney last night, who is my personal trainer, lives in New Zealand. Never met him.
This is in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, he was in the Twitch chat. He's coming out in March. I'm excited.
And I was like, some woman named Courtney says
No,
she sent you this, and you're like, what? And then you had to read it. You're like, oh no, that's my personal trainer.
No, he's cool. He reached out because he heard me talking about my struggles with weight loss and just staying fit in general.
I think you look great.
Thank you. But it's hard, right? Like every day
Well, I
we
wouldn't
come here,
know, but no.
mustering the energy to do anything other than this job.
That's true. That's true.
And so he was kind enough to reach out and say, hey, I'll put, how many days can you work out? I said 2, and he goes, okay, well, here's a couple of exercises you can do. Here's some routines you can do for those 2 days of workout. And then he's like, are you doing the paleo diet? So I'm like, kind of. And by that, I mean, not really, considering I'm, cannonballing all sorts of caffeinated beverages and occasionally just hiding some sweets behind my teeth. In my throat.
I just love it when you get going. This is what we're talking about. Nick gets going. He's doing everything fine, and then he just doesn't know where he's about to go. So he's just like hiding sweets in my teeth.
Right.
Everybody's like, what?
So yeah, I'm just getting back into working out. I've just started sort of following his guidance, and it's working. And I started doing, like I was telling Tim the other day, I started doing yoga again with my wife just to increase flexibility.
Yeah.
Yoga is really hard, and it's really, really rewarding though. You just feel great afterward.
Yoga flame.
What's that?
You can teleport and shoot fire.
Yoga.
You can. If you actually
yoga
get up to the
fire.
higher levels of it, you can get cool like face paint tattoos and just start shooting fire and like teleport all the way.
So here's the
Your arms
question
get
though.
long.
In between Vin Diesel look,
Yeah.
Nick Scarpino look, was it a definitive thing of like I'm gonna lose some weight, I'm gonna do all this stuff, and I'm gonna grow my hair out and grow a beard?
The beard came, as I think you'll probably find in a lot of people that have beards. Colin can probably attest to this. Tim can probably attest to this. From sheer laziness.
Yep, that's 100% true.
You just, at a certain point, it grows out, and it's too hard to shave, because at a certain point, it gets too long. You have to trim it first before you shave it. And I got to the point where I was like, I hate shaving. And I hate specifically shaving my neck because I have very sensitive skin on my neck and it always gets razor burn. Dude. So with the beard, you can go an extra week without having to shave. And I shave this once a week, and the rest of it grows out. And then eventually it grows out to what I call the Colombian drug dealer look, where it's so bushy that you just can't even, you can barely see my eyes behind it. So I can kind of hide behind it in a movie theater. And my wife hates it. And that's when I know it's time to kind of trim it up a little bit. But also it's very in vogue. Like a lot of people have beards now. Magazines are writing about it. It's very in vogue. You've got people, I think it's called the lumberjack or the lumbersexual.
Called the lumberjack.
Lumbersexual.
The lumbersexual. That's what I meant. Or I guess the newest one is the urban nomad, where you just kind of look like you've been camping out, but in the city for the last 6 months, and you can go anywhere, and you have a cool backpack that it doesn't latch, it ties shut.
You've been on a shaman's quest to develop your new app.
Yes, I'm trying to be
You've been going through so much. I'm
trying to be
tenderloin.
trying to be the Sherpa of online video.
I want you to have a man bun.
A man bun.
I
don't think I can do it.
Please
But
don't
the
do
problem
the
is
man
my hair it's a little too long, so now it's a little floppy. And it's not. It's a
I
little
love
bit
it when
thicker.
It flops though.
Yeah.
I got to get it cut a little bit.
It adds character.
I got to get it cut. But yeah, that's where I was at. It's just been a slow and steady weight loss progression for me. If you're trying to lose weight, the best way to do it is really just diet and exercise. There's no really ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to just watch what you're eating and make sure you work out 2 to 3 times a week, and you'll lose weight. You will.
Okay. That was good.
Thanks.
Anything else to say about the hair or the commentary on anything?
No, I think Nick's very well put together. It's
He's
funny
a
'cause
very
I've known
good
Nick for a
looking
really long time, and like I picture and think about Nick back in the day, and it's just a different Nick. Like
Yeah.
somewhere
Yeah,
along
yeah.
the line, like the Nick that I used to know doesn't exist anymore.
I think
He exists inside of him,
Mm-hmm.
of course.
I think it's one of those things where like a lot of people talk shit, and myself included, about marriage. I always joke about it, where I always tell Tim to stay single for as long as humanly possible because marriage sucks the soul, and you're willing to live out right through your ass. But
It sucks it through your ass?
just that's how
I
it
kind of
feels.
that sounds hot.
I give marriage
getting in that
I give
ass.
marriage a lot of grief, but I really like being married. And one of the benefits of having a full-time sort of live-in significant other is that they tell you when it's time to do stuff. Like they tell you when it's like, hey, those
need to poop
jeans
now.
you've had since college, you should throw out. And also that faux hawk that you're rocking is no longer in vogue. You should
you have
go
a faux
ask.
hawk?
I used to have everyone had a faux hawk back in the day. Yeah, I used to have a faux hawk. Well, I had with the makings of a faux hawk. If I had more hair, it would have been a faux hawk. It looked more like just a little
faux.
little spike that wasn't up there, and the
one
rest of it was
little
just kind of mess. But yeah, my wife really kind of watches it, and she keeps a keen eye on when my shirts are getting a little ratty or when it's time to stop wearing the Wolverine shirt.
I was going to say, how much does she hate this Wolverine shirt? Your
She
happy
doesn't
shirt.
like it.
You have to hide under a floorboard when she leaves. You pull it out, wear it, run to our house.
I'm pretty sure this is the last wear, so I'm
no.
gonna go like 2 or 3 days and more out of it, and then she's gonna
Oh my
yank it
God.
out of it. It'll just become a workout shirt eventually,
Yeah.
and then
It's
I'll
Wolverine,
sneak
it'll
it out of the
heal
workout.
itself.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
true.
Yep.
But no, that's part of the reason is I met my wife about seven years ago, and we've had that sort of honest discussion back and forth. And for her as well, we've worked out together, we go for walks together, we try to eat a little bit better. We are each other's sort of inspirations as far as that is concerned. So I'm going shopping for her tonight because she's starting a new diet where she wants to kind of slim down a little bit. It's all protein, so I got to go to Trader Joe's and get all that stuff for her, and she does the same for me. But it really does help having someone else that's kind of a cheerleader in your corner. It's hard to do anything by yourself, which is why you all need friends or significant others.
Get them friends, y'all.
Get them damn good friends.
Highly
good
recommended.
friends.
Okay.
I just want to say the only thing I learned from your hair routine is that I wasn't self-conscious of my hair because I like my hair, but I was always like, what is it like to have hair that you have to do something to? Because I've never had I have no choices with my hair. I have no choices. Like it's either like I have to cut it, I have to shave it.
No,
it
see,
has
that's
to
the
be
thing.
like
You think that, but then you do. Like, because I was in the same boat as you for a long time, where when I was younger, I had just had long hair. Like, I did the Sean Hunter, obviously. And then eventually,
What's the Sean
I
Hunter?
would try to...
Like a butt cut, but it
I
comes
see.
down and hangs over his ears and stuff.
So you would do that. But then eventually I started spiking because all my friends were Asian kids, and that's what they all did. And so I thought I was one of them. So I did that for a long time, which was just putting gel in it, which you could do too. It didn't look good. It just happened. But then I went to this for what Nick calls my hip hop phase. And that was
for me, hip-hop?
That was for a long, long time that I did that, and I was just like, I just can't do anything. Like when I grow it out, it's just fluff, and it doesn't look good, and like it's just really bad. But then I was like, oh, if I just fucking do this shit, this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, Greg, I think knows better than anyone. Like, I just feel like my hair is in a spot where it's just all fucked up. It is just.
He does have a
it
different
is
texture
thick,
of hair.
It is just thick afro, like Brillo.
Here,
like it just doesn't. There's nothing to be done.
Yeah.
Here right now, it just
like-
feels like a shaved head. But like if he lets it grow it out to where I like it, where it was right before this, and you feel it, it feels like a Brillo pad, and it feels like
It looks like Velcro.
It's
kind
Corey
of.
Matthews' hair.
Yeah.
And what can Corey Matthews? What can Ben Savage do with his
And
hair?
it's
Ben
just a
Savage has had the
complicated
same
thing.
hair forever.
It's just a complicated thing, but regardless, I'm sure there's an option. I'm sure that there's somewhere out there someone has. I can go on some sort
I
of
think
spirit quest.
if you went to a stylist or you can go to my person that I go see named Masha. She's my Russian stylist, exorbitantly expensive, so I'm probably not going to go to her for much
You
longer.
just talked yourself out of Colin Moriarty.
I bet if you went to a stylist or a barber and you grew your hair out, they would tell you grow your hair out, and you have to get past that transitional phase. But once it's long enough, you might be able to do more of a traditional like man's barber cut. Like that's very popular now, which is the barber cut of like having the Don Draper style, where you have the hair.
Oh yeah, I have no prayer of that. Greg, make sure to bring up the picture of me when I did grow out my hair.
The one where you're like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I did cut my hair for like literally almost a year. Yeah, it's just, but regardless, it's like the same thing I think about with women every once in a while, where it's like they have to, or they don't have to, but a lot of women get ready and they put on makeup and they prepare whatever, and I'm just like, whatever, I just like cut my hair, whatever. I think I clean up okay, but the one thing I was noticing is that I think I might be starting to lose my hairline a little bit.
You're not. You got a great hairline. You're
I
fine.
hope it's solid, because here's the thing. My dad is balding. He's,
Yeah.
he's older. But the rumor, at least the wives' tale, was always that you get your hair from your mother's dad.
Yeah.
So, and my mom's dad, I absolutely have his hair, and even when he had cancer, was getting chemo, like had a full head of hair. So I was like, I'm like, this is just weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I think my hair situation is going to be okay.
I think you're going to be okay. Although I will say that that old wife still doesn't hold true, because my mother's dad, my Italian grandfather's side, my mother was adopted, so I have to remember which side. But her actual biological father had a great full head of hair, and my brother is bald, and so is my dad. So I think I got that gene from him, because I have like my Uncle Vince's hairline where it's like super receded, but
They call him Vinny?
thick. They do call him Vinny.
Hey, Vinny!
They call him Vin.
My God. You have an
Oh!
Uncle Vinny?
Yeah, he's an ex-cop.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he used to be a cop.
Oh!
Oh!